I cannot believe that I'm going to actually share this story, potentially worldwide, with everybody. But I was thinking about it the other day, and there's actually a really good lesson that we can learn from it. And it's a customer that I will never, ever forget until the day that I die. Not even a customer, to be fair. He was actually a customer's partner. But for anybody that's been tattooing some time, you'll have had this happen to you. And it becomes so frustrating. So if anybody's familiar with my work, I mainly do black and grey, realistic themed stuff. Love doing portraits, people, animals, anything black and grey that I think looks nice, I absolutely love doing. So anyway, I was at work, I had some consultations booked in, and this woman and her husband come, maybe in the late 40s, 50s-ish. Really nice couple, or so I assumed when they come in. They seem quite bubbly, dressed quite trendy. I got talking to them straight away. She said, look, I'm wanting a portrait of the Bride of Frankenstein. So straight away my eyes lit up. I thought, brill. Straight on internet looking for references, photographs, pictures, and I had loads up on screen. I was like, oh yeah, we could do this. Where are you wanting it, on your body? Found loads that had fit in that position. I was getting excited about doing it, thinking this will be really good for socials. The little zigzagging hair, just a really nice design. I'd never actually done the Bride of Frankenstein before. Loads of people do Frankenstein, so it was an exciting moment for me. She then turned around and said, my son, now bearing in mind a son is a full-grown adult, we're not talking about a toddler here. My son's actually drawn this and showed me it. Now this were really cartoony. It was dog shit. There's no other way of explaining it. So I tried telling her this in the most polite way possible. And I just said, look, I thought that you were wanting something realistic. No disrespect to your son, but it's really cartoony, the drawing that he's done. And she openly said, yeah, Ben, that's actually why I've come to you. I've studied your work. I've seen all portraits that you do, all realistic pieces that you do. It's black and grey, which is what I want. That's why I'm actually here. So it turned it back around. I thought, yeah, this is going to be an amazing tattoo again. She then come out with something and it just baffled me. She said, I just want and I can't remember exactly whether she said, I want the realistic bit, but I want the eyes that my son's drawn, or the nose that my son's drawn, or ears. One of them, I can't remember which. And I just thought, see, it's going to look fucking stupid. You can't have this really realistic thing and then your son's drawing for the ears, or it's just not going to work. So I was trying to explain this to the customer. Now bearing in mind this entire conversation, it were a husband and wife that had come in, but it was the female that were wanting the tattoo. I'd just been directly talking back and forth with the person wanting the tattoo. Just randomly, really abruptly as well, out of nowhere, the husband just butted in. Listen, it's her arm, she'll have it how she wants. I just thought, wow. I didn't even make eye contact with him. It was a conversation that I was having with his wife, who were actually getting the tattoo. At no point had he intervened in any way, shape or form, or joined in the conversation. And just an alarm bell rang in my head, and I just thought, you fucking arrogant prick, just the way that he'd approached it. So instantly I just said, look, it might be your partner's body, but listen, this is my work, my reputation, my business. And at that moment in time, I just lost my head, lost my train of thought. He said something back, just some arrogant arsehole response. And that moment in time, that split second, I was that wound up with his arrogance. I literally wanted to just grab him and throw him from a fucking window just because of how he'd approached it. I thought, it's got nothing to do with you. I'm trying my best here to give your wife advice. This tattoo's going to be there the rest of her life. Not only do I not want my work to look like it's completely wrong or dog shit, I won't want your wife walking about with something that looks trash on her, and the fact that it's going to ruin my business. But I was just thinking about it and looking back, and it's so important that as artists, yes, it is the customer's tattoo. It's their skin, they're wearing it. But it's our work and our reputation and our business on the line. Every single tattoo that you do, you have got to have that mindset. This tattoo could potentially make or destroy my business. And if you've got that mentality, in my opinion, my eyes, doing that tattoo how she wanted it could have potentially ruined my business. It wouldn't have made it. Never buckle under peer pressure. Now there's so many artists that I know that as soon as the bloke or the woman had have intervened and started trying to become like aggressive, would have buckled under the pressure. Oh, all right, we'll do it how you want. The trouble is, by doing that, this person then could have gone to a local pub or whatever, like crowd of people they're in and shown the tattoo to everybody. And no matter how much the customer loves the tattoo, everybody else potentially could have had the exact same opinion as what I was trying to portray to her. Look, it's not going to look right. You've then done that on them. You are responsible for trying to guide the customer to making the right decisions a lot of times. And it's a lesson that I learned early on. Quick message to everybody that signed up to the membership program. Without all of you guys, this channel just would not be possible at all. So thank you. And we've got so many big plans for the future. So if you want to become a part of it and help the channel grow, and also get 2 exclusive follow-along tattoo lessons every single week, plus a load more cool free stuff just chucked in there willy-nilly. It's just $14.99 a month, thereabouts, for literally as long or as little as you want. Check the link in the description. Thank you. And I was just thinking about that story, it just popped into my head, so I wanted to make a video. Please let me know in the comments who was in the right and wrong. Were I right to stand my ground? Obviously I didn't throw bloke out at a window, you were a big bloke anyway, it'd have been a fucking struggle. But were I in the right to say, no, I'm not doing it that way? Or what customer ain't right, it's effectively, it's her skin, it's her tattoo. She can determine exactly what she wants. She may have gone to another tattoo shop and got it done elsewhere exactly how she wants. I never ended up doing the tattoo, so I don't know what happened from that point on. I've actually had this happen numerous times. Another instance, a woman come in, and this was a heartfelt one. And I'll be honest, I felt really guilty after the fact, but it just wasn't gonna look right. It wasn't gonna represent what she thought it was gonna in her head. She was actually a police officer, and it led to multiple problems later on down the line. Obviously, I tattooed quite a lot of her colleagues, and they're all coming in saying, oh, so-and-so's really upset with you, she's been slagging you off in station. It really didn't have to come to that. I was trying to do her a favour. So this lady had come in now, her son had some sort of illness, I can't remember what it was off the top of his head, but it left him with quite a nasty scar down his arm. So this lady wanted a tattoo of some flowers in the shape of the scar that her son had been left with because of this illness. Really nice idea, sentimental value, a lot of meaning behind the tattoo. The design that she showed me were very, very old school, traditional, not my style at all, and it just looked tacky. The specific design that she'd gone for, it just had that trashy, tacky look to it. So I said this to her. I said, look, I really like the meaning behind the tattoo, and I think it's really nice. Your son will think it's quite cool, and it might make him feel better about his scar. I totally understand all the positives of why you're wanting this. I don't think that the design that you've chose is going to represent that in its best way, because the design itself is going to look trashy, the one that you've picked. And I explained the reasons why I think it looks that particular way. I also then tried explaining to her, look, nobody knows what that tattoo means until you explain it to them. Their first initial impression is going to be, wow, that's a shit tattoo or a rubbish design. Even once you've explained it, in their head, they might agree with you and say, oh yeah, that were a really nice thought. But in the back of their head, they're thinking, you could have got something that actually looks good, that represented it. So I was trying to explain this anyway. She got a little bit upset. She didn't like the fact that I didn't like the design, or I wasn't prepared to put my name to it. And I just said, look, I'm more than happy to change the design, still the same shape, everything. I just don't like the design. I think it's gonna look trashy and you will end up regretting it, irrespective of the meaning behind it. You can create a tattoo design that's got loads of meaning, represents something really meaningful in your life, but still looks good at the same time, easily achievable. She was adamant on this one design. Long story short, she ended up leaving the shop. I wasn't prepared to do it how she wanted it, but she then went off to work and started bad mouthing me to everybody. I'm an arrogant prick. I wasn't prepared to do it how she wanted. It's her arm. Loads of stuff. Again, was I in the wrong for trying to give her some, in my opinion, good advice? To me, it's my job to explain that to the person to the best of my ability and hope that, look, we can still do something that's got all the meaning, all the emotional values, but it actually looks good at the same time. Again, please let me know your thoughts in comments. And it's a forever thing, isn't it, trying to explain to the customers, look, it might look good on a phone or a piece of paper, but when it's wrapping around your body or when it's on that certain body part and it's taking that shape, it's going to change the visual appearance of it. Your skin's not pure white like the paper is, so we've got to change the contrast of the image so it still pops. and it's a forever thing, isn't it? So anyway, I'm ranting. I'll leave it at that. Let me know your thoughts in comments. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.